What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, this beautiful little Subaru BRZ. Not so beautiful right now, but firstly, I'd like to say a belated happy birthday to King Slowpoke. This one is for you, good buddy. You have given me a very special livery to use on this one today that I'm going to use especially for you, obviously. Today's livery was made by French Toast, so a big thank you to you as well for making this one possible. And also, thank you to Lit as well for this beautiful Subaru BRZ or GT86 or the Scion FR, whatever it is, the other one, I can't remember off the top of my head. But this mod is absolutely fantastic. I've already done it once. I think I did the Rocket Bunny build. Now I'm going to do the base Subaru BRZ, but with a fantastic cool livery to help King Slowpoke celebrate his birthday. Join me in the comments in saying happy birthday to King Slowpoke. Let's crack on with this one, though. Let's have a look what we've got going on. So I got this Subaru BRZ from the auction house, and I'll be honest, it is in very, very good condition considering, but I probably paid too much for it. Let's have a look. Yeah, by quite a lot. I bought the car for 51,175 and could sell it for 43,983, losing out on 7,192, which is a very bad way to start for me. Hopefully we'll be able to gain that back. This one does have my least favourite paintable engine, which is the i4 double overhead cam 4x4. Great engine for driving, a bad engine for painting and making looking cool, so I'm going to have to try and play around with that one today. 279 at base horsepower. We will be increasing that one with performance parts, making it as fast as we can, and it's a four-wheel drive, so theoretically it should stick to the track quite well. But let's get this one started, and let's get over to the car wash and get it cleaned up. Here we are then at the car wash. Let's see what colour this BRZ is underneath all of this muck, dust and grime. What colour are you? Oh, sort of like a blue, dark blue, like a blue steel sort of colour. Looking quite nice. Definitely not what we'll be going with today, though. Let's get the interior done. Let's get it back on the lift. And let's get that engine ripped out, ready to start stripping everything down. Here we are then. And normally I'd say first things first, let's check this oil pan. But I remembered with this engine, because I've done one recently, you need to get the starter out from above first before you lift the car in the air to check that oil pan and get the gearbox out. So now let's check for that lovely oil pan. Are you in there? You are in there. So let's get you all drained out, ready to go. Let's go. Down we come, and look at that, looking very, that's not bad actually. I've definitely seen a lot worse, but never mind. Let's get you in, and let's get underneath here and start getting some of this out. Let's get this drive shaft out, you come. Oh, there we go, there we go, out you come. Now, I straight away think there should be some piece here. This is four-wheel drive, right? Is there a piece missing? It doesn't look like it. So that should have a steering axle, something drive axle there that goes into two separate drive axles for the four-wheel drive. But maybe this one isn't quite set up fully. Never mind. Hopefully it still drives four-wheel drive, just not quite set up there. That's the gearbox out. Let's grab that front exhaust section as well, just to be on the safe side. And let's get that engine ripped out of there and start stripping down that beautiful little engine bay. Let's go. Over you come. Out you go. And out you come. Nice. It did work. Fantastic. On to you go. Let's have a look what we've got going on in here then. So we've got the wishy-washy reservoir, a radiator with the fan housing kit, a medium intercooler, power steering reservoir, coolant reservoir, ABS pump and module, a brake servo, the air filter, a battery, and no fuse box by the looks of this. Let's just see if there's one missing. Doesn't look like it. I can't see one anywhere. Maybe I'll come across it later. But let's quickly jump down the back. Oh, there we go. And get this fuel pump out of here ready for when we go in a minute. Let's get all of these liquids drained. Right-click, additional tools, a drain tool. Click and hold. I'll be back in just a moment. That's the engine bay all cleared of the liquids. Let's just start ripping stuff out. Start with the battery. You've got to remember to throw that one on charge in a minute. Let's get this fuse box. No air filter out. There is no fuse box. That's why it's on my mind. Still find it a bit weird, but never mind. Air filter cover off, air filter out, and the base out as well. Wishy-washy reservoir. Let's get the fan housing kit off and the radiator out. Power steering reservoir, coolant reservoir, brake. Didn't mean to do that. Brake servo, and let's get this ABS module out. You come. There we go, and also this ABS pump. That looks to be all of it. Again, I still find it weird that there's no fuse box. But let's see what we've got going on with this suspension. Let's grab this front wheel off and have a look around. So, obviously, we know we've got the medium intercooler that we need to grab in a bit. We've got single shock with one lower suspension arm there. Looking pretty good. Inner and outer tie rods all on there. We've got the hub bearing and the hubcap. The brake. That looks pretty complete. And the sway bar end link. Let's check the other side. Sway bar end link, inner and outer tie rod, the hubcap and the bearing there. Bushings are all in. Yeah, looking pretty good. Did the bushings on the other side as well. 1 and 2. Yes, bushings are all there. Let's head down the back and see what we've got going on down here. Out you come. Disc brakes straight away, and the rear end with all of the rubber bushings. It looks pretty complete from here. We've got all of the shock. We've got the sway bar end link and the actual shock. Sorry, all of the spring and the actual shock. It looks like we're all there. All there, looking good. Yes, both bushings. Let's just check the other side very quickly. Both bushings are on there. You got the whole spring set up, the shock, and then the drive axle. Check for a drive axle. Is there a drive axle? There is a drive axle. So that all looks complete. Fantastic. I'm going to get the rest of this all stripped off now, and then we'll work on having a look at that engine, see if there's anything missing, and then we'll work on the bodywork, getting it all stripped down, getting it all repaired back together before we head over to the paint shop to check out the wonderful livery I've got to work with today. Again, thank you, King Slopo. That's the BRZ all stripped down. Let's go check out that engine. Throwing the battery on charge en route. In you go. Let's just see what is missing or not missing from this engine. Hopefully not a lot. I don't imagine it to be. It looked pretty complete when I first looked at it. That's looking pretty complete there. You got the throttle, intake manifold, all of the belts, rollers, turbocharger, exhaust manifold, all of the coils on the top and the rear timing cover. So that does all look there. So look. Yeah, look there, look complete. There we go, whatever, one of them. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get this engine all stripped down. I'm going to get loads of stuff repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Then we're going to go strip the beautiful bodywork off the BRZ, figure out what we're going to put back on before we head over to the paint shop and check out today's beautiful, very special livery. I'll see you in just a minute. That's everything for the BRZ, bought, repaired or upgraded. Now it is time to work on this fantastic little body. Let's just start stripping it all down, trying to figure out where everything goes. Obviously, I have already done the Rocket Bunny, so I do know a few little bits about this one. For example, there is no side skirt there, but there is there. Look at that, look at that. Out you come, off of the door, out with the window, rear quarter panel or rear right fender, whatever you want to call it. Out with the rear bumper, trunk, tail lights, window. Let's get all of this out of here. Oh, that piece is already missing. Fair enough. And do we have the side skirt down here? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Let's get inside and get all of this interior out. 1, 2, and 3. Out you come. Let's get back to this mode and let's have a look, see if we did get everything. Wrong screen at 1%. Good start. That is everything out of there. Fantastic. Let's go and grab the welder and get this frame all sorted out. Now, I paid $51,000 for the BRZ. It wasn't in bad condition, but it's quite expensive. So I'm going to say $850. $1,000. Very close, but not far off. I still can't get them right. So never mind. Let's check out the shop for this little BRZ, or the various different models, as I said earlier. Let's just go down a page or two. There we go. So it's the BRZ, the Subaru BRZ, the Toyota GT86, or the Scion FRS, Scion, however you want to pronounce it. But let's see what we've got. Loads and loads of spoiler options. Absolutely almost a full page's worth of spoiler options to play around with, including one that puts an empty spoiler on there. That's what I was talking about, Rocker. I was saying you could have one that is the part but is completely invisible and there's nothing there. That's what that one does. Pretty cool. Side skirt options, we've already played around with them a little bit on the car. Lots of different ones to play around with, see which we like here. Front bumpers, you've obviously got the base car front bumpers and then a few little ones to play around with. I probably will end up swapping the front bumper today, along with them side skirts, actually, and a different spoiler. Then you got fenders for each model, for the Rocket Bunny model and for the Lit Edition model as well. All the doors for each model. What else have we got here? A couple of different hood options. I'm not going to go for the carbon fibre hood today. Probably not even going to swap it. Probably going to keep it originally. Definitely going to go for the tinted BRZ lights. A few different rear bumper options to play around with as well. Nice. The rear quarter panel, so if you want the wide body Rocket Bunny, they're in there. We are just going to go with the stock ones today. Only one mirror, a couple of different tail light options. Probably keep them pretty standard as well. And then a few different trunk options, the different variations of the cars. A blank one or a clear one or a debadged one, whatever you want to call it. And a carbon one there as well. Ideal. Let's see what we got going on then. So I'm going to go repair most of this, probably change the front and rear bumper of the side skirts and the spoiler, probably keep everything else as it was. So I'm going to go get that done and I'll be back in just a moment. Well, I think I've got everything, so let's get the little BRZ all back together. Now, for the front bumper, I went for the front bumper E, which doesn't have the Subaru badge on it, but it does have this big open section here. I think it looks pretty cool. That's why I went for that one. Headlights, I went for the tinted BRZ as I said I was going to. The hood I repaired and kept as it was. Same with both the fenders here, looking pretty sweet. This door here I managed to repair, so that was good. Let's get the window in there. Window in at the back, and with the wing mirror in there. Side skirts, I swapped them. I went for the side skirts B. They're just a bit bigger, a bit chunkier, and go all the way across there. I think they look pretty cool. Fenders, we just kept them as the stock. I seem to have missed something there. Rear bumper on a Yugo, we changed it for the one that is coloured across this back section instead of black there. For the trunk, we kept it as the BRZ trunk, looking pretty good. And I kept it as the standard taillights as well, just because I quite like them. In with the rear window, I've swapped out this spoiler. I've gone for a slightly bigger one and the spoiler D there. Looking pretty good. Let's just get... Wow, I bought the wrong side. That's what happened there. Rear left fender. Let's go and get the rear left fender. I bought the rear right fender. I bought the wrong one by mistake. There we go. Easy fix. Get the door on. I did have to buy that one. Let's get these windows in. On you go, on you go, on you go. And on with the mirror. And on with the side skirt. That should be pretty much everything. Let's just get inside and get this interior done. I went for my Nismo seats. Of course I did. They are my favourite seat. They look awesome. And steering wheel 17 in there. Looking pretty good. Let's just get the last piece on, which is the license plate. I've obviously gone for my VM license plates with King's Day written on them to celebrate King Slowpoke's birthday. Today, from ever forward, shall be known as King's Day. There we go. Pretty awesome. That's looking pretty good. Let's just check we have got everything in there. Wrong screen. 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's head over to the paint shop and check out today's livery. Here it is then, King Slowpoke's Slowpoke Subaru BRZ for his birthday. Looking absolutely fantastic. Loving the little details. You've got the lovely swooping tail going around there with its white tip. The spoiler itself has come out in white. It looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Obviously, it's got some carbon and black details on there that can't be changed. Looking fantastic. Some of the side skirts do go white in this one, but obviously we've gone for one that stays pink all the way along. And then you've got Slowpoke's face, eyes, ears, and obviously he's got a little tongue sticking out with that little piece there. Looking pretty cool. As for regards to what we're going to do with the engine, I really don't know because it doesn't paint very well. So what I might do is I might do the block and the head in the pink and try and put loads of white accessories on there to sort of blend in with the white details we've got going on. The rims themselves will definitely be white to indicate Slowpoke's feet and hands. I don't know what you'd call them on a Slowpoke, but there we go. They're white tipped in the... I was going to say in real life. Obviously, that's the wrong choice of words, but in Pokemon, they're white tipped. As regards to the suspension, probably just a mix of the pink and white just to make it look pretty cool, pretty snazzy and stand out. So I've got a lot of painting to do. Hopefully make all of this look as cool as we can. Hopefully it does look awesome for you, King Slowpoke, on your birthday. Once again, excellent job by French Toast making this livery. It looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful work and well done to Lit for modding in this car, or should I say these three cars. The Toyota, the Scion, and the Subaru, also with the Rocket Bunny edition and the Lit edition. Fully wide body kits and stuff like that. This one is absolutely fantastic. So I've got some bits to paint. Next up, though, we'll get all that suspension back together once I've got it all painted. So let's get this one back on the lift, and I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. That's everything painted, ready to go back on King Slowpoke's Slowpokeroo BRZ. I don't know. That maybe not have been worth a shot, but I went for it nonetheless. Let's check out the suspension. I've got the shocks in the white with the springs in hopefully what is a body-matched pink colour. Looking pretty sweet, but let's start. Let's get some of this on and see how it looks. We'll start with the crossmember. I've done the crossmember in the white. The engine bay itself is very pink, so looking down through it, hopefully you'll be able to see this white crossmember through there. The lower suspension arm, I've done that one in the pink, hopefully again body matched, hopefully, fingers crossed, should look pretty good. Shock absorber, on you go, we have seen that one already. Springs very compressed for the height, but the white shock showing up through there, looking pretty good. In with the sway bar end links, on you go, let's get that brake caliper on there, hopefully in a pink. It is a lot darker. It's the best I could do. Brightness all the way up, things like that. Hard to get the right colour on these brake calipers sometimes. Bit unfortunate, but still it looks pretty good. Let's get that wheel hub on. I've done that one in white. Not that it's going to matter because it's covered by the wheel anyway. I think that's looking pretty good, but let's go down the back. I think that's where this one is really going to pop. So the rear cross member, obviously in a matching white. Let's just get these rubber bushings in. In you go. Can I get you? There we go. In you go as well. Nicely done. So then all of these arms are in the pink, and I think it's going to look pretty good. Hopefully it is a body match colour. We shall see in just a little while. So let's get some more of these arms on. On you go. Let's get that bushing in there as well. In you go. Nicely done. The upper suspension arm, on you go. All, as I said, all in the pink, looking absolutely fantastic. I've just realised we've got a sway bar to throw in as well, and a sway bar end link. On you go there. Nicely done. Let's get this last arm in. On you go. Again, also in that pink, looking cool. Then the spring cap is in the white to try and match the suspension setup from the front with the spring itself in that pink still. Looking absolutely fantastic. Really like that. And then obviously the brake caliper, which again looks so much better down here. There's so much more light down at the back, and that looks quite nicely matched there. At the front, it never seems to work. Let's get this drive axle in. On you go. Nicely done. And then last thing is the shock absorber. I've done that one in the white just to throw a bit more white down the back here. I think that looks pretty awesome. Let's crack on. I'm going to get the fuel tank in because I'm here along with the fuel pump. In you go. I'm going to crack on and get the rest of the suspension all built up and ready to go back together. Then before we move on to building that beautiful engine, we're going to check out what I've done with the engine bay, have a look at it completed, and see what we're going to be working on for that lovely engine. So I will meet you guys back in the engine bay in just a couple of moments. There's that suspension all finished. Very white, I've noticed, as I've come towards the end there. There's a lot of white in there, just with a few splashes as pink, which is quite good because the body is mostly pink with a few splashes of white. So it's actually worked out really well. What do you think of the suspension on this Slowpoke Subaru, or the Slowpokeroo, as I believe I called it earlier? I don't know why, but it looks pretty good anyway. I'm going to move on. Let's get this engine bay all sorted out. Let's just start with all of these bits. Get the radiator in, and it's a fan housing kit. In you go. Power steering reservoir, coolant reservoir, brake servo. Nicely done. ABS pump. Let's get you on and your module on top there, so we know we can brake in this car at least. There we go. Let's have a look. I did pick up my battery, so let's throw that one in. Nicely done. And the wishy-washy reservoir. And then the last thing to go in this engine bay is the air filter base, which I've done in white. Might come as a bit of a shock, but the engine bay is very pink in here, which we will see in just a moment. Now I can't see the clips, but I have done the clips in pink. There we go. I'm just going to find out where they all sit and try and get them in nicely. There you go. And last one, there it is. Looking pretty sweet. That is the engine bay all back together. Let's take a look at it. That's why I've done it pink at white, because it's so pink in here. But that engine is going to be theoretically pretty pink. We'll see how the colours have turned out on the engine that doesn't always paint so well, but it's looking pretty good in there. So let's go and build that lovely engine. Let's head over into the next room. I haven't got anything started, so I'm just going to sort of start and go. I'm not going to show you all the pistons going in and things like that. We'll come back to that. So the engine block, I've done that one in a pink. There we go. Probably one of the first times I've ever done an engine block in pink, but it looks pretty good. I'm happy with how I accepted the colour. It does look quite good. Let's throw a few more of these pieces on because I'll get all the pistons done in a minute. The oil filter is in white, but it stays blue. You just get that white rim. If you do it in pink, it's actually still a white rim, which was weird, but never mind. Power steering pump, I have done that one in the white. This is going to be a very pink and white engine. Alternator, can't be painted, just is what it is. Water pump, I've done that one in white as well, but that one is going to be covered by a timing cover. Let's just throw that roller on there as well. I think that's pretty much all I can do for the minute. Let's get that fuel filter on. So I'm going to crack on, get the crankshaft in and get all the pistons in and get all the clutch set up on back here. And I'll be back in just a moment. There it is then. As you can see, we've done the oil pan in the white just to throw a splash more white in there. But that's everything we've seen so far. I've done all the pistons and everything else is ready to go on. So let's crack on with the engine head. Now, I haven't gone for a performance engine head for the reason of it actually paints pink all the way around, matches in with that engine. It looks pretty good. Very happy with that. Let's crack on with some of this stuff over here. I know I need to get the camshafts in, so let's just whack them in very quickly so that I can put this cam gear on. Nicely done. On you go. Then we can get the belt in. Fantastic. And then a roller belt tensioner. That's the one, which I have done in white, but it isn't going to matter because it gets covered by the ugly cover that I don't like. I wish I could paint you. Even if I could just paint you black, it would be so much better. But never mind. Crankshaft pulley, on you go. Can we finish all of this down here? Yeah, I believe we can now. Just one more roller. On we go. Nicely done. All right, let's move up around to this backside real quickly. So we've got a cam gear here. In you go. Then a chain. In you go. And then another cam gear over there. Bolted in with a lovely cover going on top that can't be painted, unfortunately. It just is what it is. Why is my least favourite engine? Because you just can't paint as much as I would like to. Let's crack on moving around. Exhaust manifold, in you go. Nicely done. And then the turbocharger. These are performance parts. The only performance part I haven't put on is that engine head because I wanted to paint it all the way around. Looking pretty tasty. Underneath the intake manifold, we've got fuel injectors. I have done them in a white just because hopefully they'll look pretty cool. You probably won't be able to see them much, but never mind. And then the intake manifold can't be painted. Just comes in its performance part. You can paint the regular intake manifold, but it is very dark like the engine heads when they don't paint, which I'll show you in a minute because I haven't painted it. Anyway, throttle is in the white just for a splash more of that white because that is the add-on colour we are going with today. Looking pretty sweet. Now, I've got all of these bits to fill in, so I need to fill in all of these spark plugs and all of these camshaft caps. So I'm going to crack on with that. I'll meet you back in a minute, and then we'll get the engine head cover on. Last camshaft cap just going in now. There we go. That's that done. Let's get this head cover on. Now, for the first time ever, I haven't painted it at all. I've just left it as it is because it is the same colour as the horrible grey cover at the front. And, well, we just need to leave it. It is what it is. It doesn't take pink. It doesn't take white. The only real colour you can put on it is a dark blues go on it quite well, or black. And I didn't really want any of them on this engine, although we got a bit of black there. I thought it would be better if these two sort of matched. Let's get the ignition coils on. Nearly couldn't say that then. And there we go. That is the last piece to go on this lovely engine, which is no longer an engine. This is now Slowpoke's beating heart. Looking pretty sweet. I'm going to grab some pictures and then we'll get it dropped in the Slowpokeroo BRZ. Time for some open heart surgery. Let's get Slowpoke's heart back in to Slowpokeroo. Over we go. Let's get you dropped in. Hopefully this is going to look pretty sweet. It's not my favourite engine, but hopefully I've done enough with it today that it's going to look cool. There it is. It's very pink in there. I do quite like it though. Looking pretty good. Only real splashes of white are the throttle there and the air intake. You can't really see anything else. Just about at the right angle, see the ignition, whatever they're called there. Can't remember what they're called there. But that is pretty much it. But it does look pretty cool. Quite pleased with it. Let's get you... Oh, hold on. I said let's get you up in the air. Oh, I can't put the starter on yet. Of course I cannot. I need to put the gearbox in first and then the starter. So let's get it in the air. Let's have a look at the gearbox. Get that drive shaft in and things like that. Get this exhaust section all finished off as well. So the gearbox, I have done it in hopefully a matching pink. Is a little bit brighter because it takes colour better, that piece there. But I say a little bit brighter. It is a lot brighter. But it still looks pretty good. Let's get that front exhaust section on there. Get the drive shaft in. And then we'll get that starter on as well. Hopefully it's going to look pretty cool. The starter itself is in a white, I will just tell you now. And then we'll go and quickly drop it in. And then I need to get some wheels done. Get these windows tinted. Maybe a pink, probably just a black though, to be honest. It might not work very well. But let's get this starter in. As I said, it is in white. Hopefully it looks pretty good. There you go. Just an extra splash of white there. Can we even see it? We can see it. So there we go. We can see them bits there. You can see the throttle there and just about see the starter there. Not too bad. I'm going to get all these liquids filled up. I need to put some wheels on. Definitely going to be white. I just need to pick which rims I'm going to go for. Then this car will be all finished outside in the sun. Looking pretty awesome. Here we are then, all finished with the Slowpokeroo BRZ, looking absolutely fantastic. This one is really cool. Once again, well done to Lit for the car, because the car is fantastic. Well done to French Toast for this Pokemon-inspired Slowpoke livery, which looks absolutely awesome. I've put some detailing touches on this, such as the white wheels, just to finish it off. Painted that engine-ish in the engine bay, and also coloured all the suspension to look cool. Just a few little touches that make it look awesome. I'm really pleased with this one. It looks fantastic. Thank you again, and happy birthday again to King Slowpoke for allowing me to use this livery. He doesn't know... Well, he probably does now, but he doesn't know that this is coming. But it looks absolutely awesome. Let's talk about these rims then. You can see there's a slight pink hue to these rims. It's not supposed to be there. They are supposed to be white. It's just the light reflecting off of this pink. These are the rims 34A. And they really fit this one beautifully. They look like Slowpoke's arms, legs, feet, whatever you want to call them. Absolutely fantastic. These are 20 inches all the way around. They are all 20 inches, but the fronts are 245 thick with a 35 profile. And the backs are 20 inch again, but 255 width with a 35 profile. They look absolutely fantastic. We just go around to the other side where they look a lot whiter You can see the sun isn't quite reflecting off the pink to give them the pink hue on that side. Does a little bit just on that side. It looks quite good though. I'm quite pleased with it. But this one is just absolutely fantastic. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And obviously it is King's Day. We'll let him have it. King's Day to celebrate his birthday. Looking awesome. Let's jump in this one and have a look at the interior. You can see the lit in the dashboard screen there showing you that this is a lit made mod. And this interior does look absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful in here. Let's get this one started up though and see what the little BRZ sounds like with almost completely tuned up engine. We just haven't got that engine head in the performance parts because we wanted to paint it and make it look cool. So let's get it started and see what she sounds like. Nice spaceship rumble we got going on there. I quite like that. Let's give it some gas. And there's that beautiful turbo whistle at the top end there. My favourite sound. Also, the engine's quite meaty at the top end as well. Sounding pretty good. But let's get this one on the dyno and see what power it's got today. Here we are then on the dyno with the Subaru or Slowpokeroo BRZ. 279 base horsepower. Everything performance parts apart from that engine head. What power have we got today? Let's have a look. A gain of 163 horsepower, plus 59%. Actually not too bad. I wasn't quite expecting that. Putting our total measured power at 441 horsepower. That's actually pretty good from this little double overhead cam i4 four-wheel drive engine. But let's have a look at our gearbox tuning setup today. 3.68 ratio, 68 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 532 kilometers an hour in ninth gear. I don't think we'll be hitting that. Somewhere around these two speeds-wise is where I reckon we'll end up. Not 100% sure, so let's head over to the track and let's find out. Here we are then with Slowpoke on this speed track. What sort of speed can we get from Slowpoke today? Let's go and let's find out. Not too bad, quite good acceleration there, up in first, second and third gear, taking us all the way up, almost to 200 kilometers an hour. There it is, finally in fourth gear. Where will we end up today, those 250? We're going to definitely hit the 300 kilometer an hour mark, right? Yeah, come on, you can get there. There it is. Are we going to get up to the 350 mark? Come on, little Subaru. Subaru? I don't know, whatever. Well, we're going to hit the 350 mark, though. Doesn't look like it. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. That definitely said 345, so that is the speed we will mark this one down as. So there we have it, 345 kilometers an hour from the little Slowpokeroo BRZ. Pretty cool. 85th in our speederboard out of 123 cars, so not too bad. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Looking so good though. I really love that intercooler in there as well. Makes it look like Slowpoke's got some teeth. With his tongue just off to one side with this particular bumper. Pretty absolutely cool though. I do love this. These wheels really fit this one as well. Wheels is a weird one for me. I love a good set of deep dish. I mean, you'll see me use these all of the time. They're on this van, they're on that car. In fact, I'm pretty confident they're on the on Delilah. Not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty confident. We'll check in a second. But anyway, let's carry on talking about this little Subaru BRZ. Yeah, it has been fantastic. This one has been a lot of fun today. Thank you again to King Slowpoke, and once again, a happy birthday. I know it's a bit late, but I didn't know until very recently. So there we go. Happy birthday, King Slowpoke. I hope you enjoyed this build, and I hope you think this one looks really cool. Special thank you to French Toast, who is the person who made this beautiful livery in the first place, looking absolutely fantastic. And a big shout out to Lit for making such a cool car. Again, multiple cars, a Toyota, a Subaru, or a Scion, I believe it is. I'm still not 100% sure on that. But looking fantastic. Links in the description below to grab the car. You can't get this livery anywhere. It is King Slowpoke's very own livery. He paid for it, so it's his to do with as he please. He's just been kind enough to let me use it. So let's now talk about some facts and figures about our lovely little Subaru BRZ, or the Slowpokeroo, as I keep randomly calling it throughout this video. Anyway, we bought the car for 51,175. You saw at the beginning, and that was at a loss of 7,192, which was a terrible start. But I've since spent another 40,966 on this one, pitting our total spend at 92,141, which is quite a lot, but it does look absolutely awesome. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind build. Pretty cool. Let's jump in and see if we actually can make a profit from the little Subaru BRZ today. I missed the door. There we go. Let's get you closed. So, 91,110 kilometers. I have added a little bit to that today with some driving. all now 100% complete, and that engine is now 441. I say engine, I actually mean Slowpoke's beating heart. That's 441 horsepower, a gain of 59%. Pretty good. Can we make a profit? Let's find out. Sale price of 115,378. Obviously, our spend was 92,141. Once we sell it, it leaves us with a profit of 23,237. Absolutely awesome. A good amount of profit. Goodbye, Slowpokeroo BRZ. You were a lot of fun. It is time to say goodbye, though. Off you go. Let's head back inside and see what we've got coming up next. This is the Porsche Taycan, looking absolutely fantastic. Since this one has been announced, I've been looking forward to getting one of these, and I refused to buy a really good condition one. I was waiting to finally see one in the bad auction house, and this is what we have found. This is the Porsche Taycan, or Taycan, however you want to say it, Lit Edition. Only got 4,000 kilometers on it, just over. Still in pretty bad condition. We did get it from the bad auction house. Did we get a good deal? No. Really bad. 67,418 is what I paid for this one, and we are currently at a loss of 5,076 if we were to sell it now for 62,342, which we definitely won't be doing. But let's have a look at the motor that comes with this one, because it is electric. It is the Eden 1H again. Back onto that one, looking pretty cool. This one does have 689 factory horsepower, not quite as much as on the Tesla Cybertruck that we just did. That started at 771, but still pretty good. Still a lot for us to play around with, and hopefully this one is going to look insane. This is the Lit Edition one. Comes with the red interior, and that is another thing I really wanted, was one with the red interior. I was happy with the Turbo S red interior, but the Lit Edition is even better. So looking forward to doing this one in the next episode. And there they are. You can see them rims again. I use them everywhere. I like the deep dish two-tone rim. Before we go, do remember to come and join us on the wonderful Discord channel. We are currently working on the next competition, which is the Ribson Starline, the law game, base game version of the Nissan Skyline. Come and see if you can make the best looking one and make it onto my pin board. I'm going to have to start getting rid of some images on here, or making them really small. The only two that aren't from a competition is this one and this one. All the others are competition winners previously, including one from myself, or one from my partner in crime in the competition, Pi Newton there. And then we've got Nicebox, Hurst Quasar, and two from TLG, Ratonskew. Pretty good. I can see that you people like blues. That's all I'm going to say, is people like blue. So maybe make a blue Ribson Starline. You might be in for a better chance. Enough of that, though. Let's get back to it. So yeah, this is what we are going to be working on next time. I do hope you have enjoyed today's video, though. Please remember to drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do with this Porsche looking awesome. Come and join us on Discord, link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.